you could charge something up to a high voltage and not establish some kind of a frequency through that pressure.
I've never seen you can.
I mean, at a low voltage, you're probably not going to get a.
Well, you got to go through his antenna to understand the electrical systems they were using at the time.
They were using high voltage Van de Graaff generators, probably.
No, he built his own Alexanderson alternator. If you go through Eric Dollar's stuff, you would know that. But what happens is it's literally a magnetohydrodynamic flux switching type of alternator that is really, really well done. Like they use, like I said, they use them in missiles and stuff because they can easily turn them into like Tesla turbine fans. And then if they have to, they could put like wave cutters inside of it, and that way, which are just like plates with the opposite shapes, so that when the turbine makes a motion, it creates an open and close. That way, like any cavitation that's charged can be taken and ripped out of the circuit and then used as energy and electrical energy. Oh, yeah, perfect. Thank you. So scroll down.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, scroll down.
What does baffled mean?
Maybe some specialized materials can oscillate at low voltage,
isn't it?
Really? Yeah, keep scrolling down. I will show you just because it's at the bottom. It's past all this, where Eric Dollard actually puts his stuff. Who's showing this off? Oh wait, go up. I'll just go to make sure what that is. Up higher. One more.
Did you add me to the Google Drive, by the way?
What's that?
Did you add?
No, I haven't gotten you the link yet. No, I've been jabbering.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No worries.
Don't worry, you'll have it. I'll make sure you will.
Can you get me on? You're on the server. You can get me on Discord, can't you?
I'll be on there soon enough.
Yes. Yeah. Just I'll be in general or something.
All right. So keep going down. This is you guys can blame Canada for this. Anyways, keep going down.
Always blame Canada.
Everything's gone wrong.
That looks like a particle accelerator.
Yeah, it is quite fascinating, isn't it? Keep going down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because it's all field antenna stuff, anyways, for particle accelerators. Oh, go back up.
Right.
Yeah, to that right there. So this is the simplified stuff. So he shows you how the Hertzian antenna works. This is the basic Hertzian antenna. Then he shows how Tesla's antenna works, right? Now go down. So he shows you how Marconi did. Oh, keep going. I'm sorry, the next page. My bad. No, back up one more.
Terran, you know that I've given the ability to, the AI on the exotic propulsion server. Me and Jeremiah wrote the AI, and we've given it document handling ability, so you could upload this PDF to it, and it would.
Yeah, I'll have it up. I'll put everything in proper order. That way, it actually gets done right. All right, so if you go up here, you see like he shows the Tesla circuit, then he shows the derivative there, and then that's the Marconi one that's right here. So all Marconi did was when he first did it, he threw an antenna on top of Tesla's system. That's why Tesla was able to sue him. Underneath it shows the Alexanderson system, which shows that he's literally canceling space and time with this type of system. Actually, if you go down, it's even more accurate. So you can go down now. Now here, this shows the electrostatic field and the magnetic field working together. Go down. Yeah, that's good to know, but not really what we're looking for. The meat and potatoes we're looking for. All right, so here it shows you that the Tesla system goes straight through the ionosphere into space. Underneath shows the Hertzian system that literally hits the ionosphere and circulates down back in through the ground and back into the terminal. This is what all closed loop circuits do. So, and that's what all one wire open circuits do, which Tesla was trying to teach. So like there's a big war through alternating current and direct current, but the real war was open circuits and closed circuits.
Open versus closed. I wonder why.
Well, that was what was hidden from the general public because they wanted to hide that because there's a lot of secrets there. But anyways, go down. So
Wonderfully
yeah,
done.
so this is showing you where the difference between Marconi system and Tesla system. Tesla system was grounded at the direct center, and whereas Marconi system was directed at the very bottom of the ground. As you know, we don't do that. We follow the Marconi system because that's our circuit that we were taught to follow. All right, go down and get a bit more.
Because it's a standard model, though, and we live in a standardized world, so it's
yes,
can't have
a Marconi standard.
Well, the government is governance, so they governance our ability to stay on Earth and become surface dwellers, I believe.
Well, yeah, but standardization is a part of that because we live in modular housing, don't you? If you go to buy a plug socket, it has to be able to fit the existing hole and screw fittings and everything as the old one did. So standardization across the board, including the electricity supply, like that. So
and
Marconi
the difference
was the system they
between Europe,
adopted,
Asia,
arguably
and
which was correct.
Americas.
Electrocuting elephants, weren't they?
Yeah. So sorry, I had to say something there. All right. So, anyways, so if you go down a bit more, because this will show you the difference. Okay. So can you flip that? Any chance you can rotate? I can't, but I don't think you can because I know it's Google Drive. It's horrible. No, you can't. Okay. So scroll down a bit more. Well, this essence is teaching you that the ground. If you go back up, actually again. So this is what's using like the SWIR antenna with the up air field antenna, and what's happening is that he's doing both the circulating within the ionosphere and launching into space. This is the Alexander system, by the way. But he had to use the field antenna that was given to him at the place when he was doing his first project of transmitting messages across the Atlantic. Eric Dollard explains this. Really, really, if you guys ever get the time, check out Eric Dollard. I'm sure, a lot of these guys know that. That's the golden rule. But anyway, scroll down. Scroll down more. Okay, I don't know if that's the stuff or not. I don't know if it's. I don't have my notes on there or not. But he's explaining here where he has the capacitors and shunt capacitors to cancel out both time and space. I wish I had my notes up here because it was just a sketch of Eric Dollard's notes on one of his videos, but he explains it in far more detail about how Alexanderson, because later on so Alexanderson's system was kind of a little incomplete, whereas Eric Dollard completed it. All right, keep going down. I think actually that might be it for this document, but scroll down real quick so I can skim it, like data. Okay, keep going. That's it. All right. So, yeah, that's it. All right. I don't know if that actually, we should keep going down. Just out of curiosity. So you might actually show the analog where where I explained the antennas, how the Hertzian antenna was, opposite fields, and then the Tesla was the same field, and then the
Hertzian antennas were for radio, not power though, huh?
Well, short range radio. Whereas these antennas were designed for electrical energy transmission with the
radio frequency.
But the thing is that the Alexanderson system. So yeah, there's better pictures of this in the Electrical Experimenters magazine. I do have that set aside. I've clipped everything for you guys. Like I mean it. Like when I did this drive for you guys, I mean I have
radio
everything
frequency is megahertz.
Well, yeah, but we're talking. There's difference between radio frequency and then there's difference between electrostatic.
Well,
frequency,
I'm just saying 60 hertz is very low frequency. It's not in the high frequency.
It can be whatever you want if you design.
Well, the grid uses 60 hertz, so that's
you engineer the antenna. Like we don't have to follow the systems that are in place. We can create our own.
We use a low frequency to transmit power on the grid. It's 60 hertz.
Balance it. But anyways, so yeah. Oh darn! I wish my computer wasn't lagging because I would show you guys everything I need to show you. I swear it's the cronies.
Like everybody's
you got to enter it into AI, and it will make it all beautiful, organized, and
well, thanks for that info, Ben.
Next, right? I think AI is the key of organizing all of this information.
No, well, AI needs to be guided. It needs to be. Like, if I could just take the drive,
we can train one up specifically,
lay it out properly. Not only that, historically, so that the AI can learn through history that okay, these changes were made. So this is what this means, and this is what that means.
Well,
and
dude, talk to me. I'll write you a custom AI to do the job for you. Okay, talk to me after the show.
All right. All right, so Bernie, make sure you send me his email.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. I don't even know if I have Eon's email. I have
we need to get you
Twitter.
So
I can stick it in chat. Hold on.
Yeah, so like there's different cool stuff. Like there's these antennas that show like like where this guy's extracting a whole bunch of like just millions of volts of power through like a triangle grid. And he explains, like through the one book I showed you guys earlier, that you could legitimately tap energy with a spark gap into like any type of machine, and you could literally extract this energy. And like, I mean, it's useful energy, and it's all came out from this guy saying that literally he just took this book and made this. And I showed it to you guys over before. It was from Frank Peak. Hold on, let me look for his books. I just had it out. All right, it's Frank Peak. Darn, of course, I can't find my spaceship book or my other book. All right, forget that. Anyways, so the guy who got me into field antennas and understand this field antenna stuff is Leek Mirbeau. And Leek Mirbeau ran the Troy School in, where was it? New York. Yeah, so it's New York, Troy, New York, I believe. And he claimed that like I believe this is the secret school, and he claimed that the field antennas are the most important part of it because you can do what's called so his field antennas were superconducting niobium titanium rings that he created wraps of carbon fiber, I believe, that he wrapped around it and then solidified it so that, because what happens is when you hit power to it, these wires want to centrifugally force throw themselves right out, and then they'll snap. So you need to really hold them together. And so that's what he used. And what he did with these, like with this, he was able to do what's called geomagnetic torquing. And I guess the Earth has, I believe it was 2.5 Gauss. I'm trying to find the book. Oh, I found both of them. Actually, I found both of them right on. So all right. I'll just flip to the geomagnetic torquing. He has equations and everything, but it was so like there's an area of where'd it go? Come on, I knew it was. Oh darn! All right, so actually, first of all, I'll just give this. Geomagnetic torquing. It took about 200. I believe it was 200 amps. I have to go.
2.5 Gauss is not much
right now. No, because he was able to
5 Gauss everywhere. It's like evenly spread 2.5 Gauss.
Well, that's what he claimed.
A huge magnet, but a very low magnetic field.
Yeah, well, he said it was 2.5 Gauss, and he said that by changing there was 2 million amps on the bottom and 4 million amps on the top coil.
Million,
and he had to use the Lorentz force because the Lorentz force would stabilize the craft, or the craft would tilt on an angle from the center of the Earth to the ionosphere. So that could literally tell you exactly where you were on Earth, but that's really not handy. So you would want to straighten your craft out by creating a Lorentz force where you have two repulsing coils that will just level yourself to the Earth.
Two coils presenting alike fields at each other.
So who was the guy that showed off the drive?
That was Sean.
That was Sean? No, my Google Drive there. That he had the access to the
Nathan, I think, or Ben.
Yeah, I was on there. What did you need?
Oh, all right, so go to MHD.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Let me.
Magnetohydrodynamics.
The magnetohydrodynamics.
Okay, hold on.
These are all centrifugal concepts, man.
Well, yes, there's centrifugal and there's impulse.
EHD.
Yeah, EHD, MHD.
Impulse.
Sorry.
Okay,
Impulse would be the DC pulse, and AC.
Yeah, and then go to Mirabeau. MYBRO.
Okay, give me 1 second. Oh, let's see. I got Stan Myers. Give me
RABO. My bad.
But you see, nature creates AC very easily, and it also creates DC pulses.
No. What it does is that it's spinning, and all the dielectric particles that are in the air are creating friction, which creates electrostatic charge, and because it's turning, it's creating a magnetic field.
What I meant to say, it's an analog signal, which is very similar to AC. It's just, I shouldn't have said AC, an analog signal. Nature creates an analog signal, but it also creates a digital pulse, a pulse signal under pressure.
Nathan, did you get to the Mirabeau folder?
No, I'm not finding it.
So it's an magnetohydrodynamic folder, MHD.
Snap.
Yeah, I went into MHD. I got a lot of folders.
And then you scroll down to MYBRO, like the in big letters.
I got MEYER, Stanmeyer. I don't have anything after that. I also have Marks, so we must be in the wrong one or something.
Whoa! Hopefully, they get deleted. Oh darn! I want to skim on my drive, but I'll start lagging.
All those seismic readings are analog signals. They are very much like an AC wave,
Yeah. All right. So I'll look it up myself here. I'm just going to quickly skim it. Oh, of course, it's not going to give me it. Hold on.
Whenever you see a spike,
it's an
earthquake.
All right. Drive.google.com. All right, so I'll go to the image. My drives. Sorry for speaking out loud. So yeah, all right. So, I'm sorry. When I say all those amps, I'm talking about all those amps in 400. 400. I believe it was 400 meter or 400 foot ring. I'm talking about on the loop of the antenna itself. There it is. I found it. Okay.
400.
Yeah, because they're superconductive rings. So let me go in here and figure out what I can do here to explain this to you. I'm gonna have. Oh darn! My dog's old. She's like 15. I got to run her outside soon too. So I got to skim through this real quick to get this across.
Dog duty, understandable. Appreciate this. Bro.
I got to carry her up the steps and stuff too. She's 90 pounds. Poor bugger. Oh. Okay, so all right, so MYRABO. Can you? It's there. It's the MHD slipstream accelerator. Sounds like something off Star Trek. You see that?
Accelerator.
Old man builds.
Yeah, hang on.
That's the shear torsion shear that the Canvas was talking about.
We're in. Oh Jesus!
Is that what that is?
Give me 1 second. Okay, we're in EHD, right? Electrohydrodynamics.
MHD.
MHD.
Yeah, that wrong folder, dude.
MHD. Okay, well that's probably what it is. Okay, now what's the next one? Mirror.
Mirror. MYRBO. Yeah, because it's There's mostly magnetohydrodynamic systems. I'll be showing you electrostatics though, because it's in here.
MEYER Rudolph. I got MHD.
MYRABO. MY.
Got it. Okay, now which one? Just any of them?
1985 one. Starts with 1985. It's a NASA document. Yeah. Now I'm going to show you guys the NASA document of flying saucers that they don't say exist.
On the year that I was born, apparently.
No, 1983, my friend.
85. Okay.
Oh, it's 85 was released. 83. It was unclassified in 85. 83 is when he made it. Ooh, TR. What if that's Teleron?
This one?
So if you in this document, you might as well just skim through it because it's gonna blow your mind. Nice. I have to be right back though. I have to put my dog outside. Just skim through this, and it's full of goods. The best stuff's at the end because then you get to see all the space cylinders, the O'Neill cylinders, and how they plan to use free electron lasers to beam energy back to Earth and make these craft fly as an assist. Like I'm telling you, they had all this. Like when I show you the 50s stuff and the 70s stuff, you're gonna just like the movies, the videos. You're gonna be just like, oh my god, this is what they have. They just lied to us.
It's stuff like this that really puts the David Wilcox of the world to shame, doesn't it?
Oh, that's what it's supposed. Like, you know what? They're all about. Literally, they're all about pickled aliens.
Really, this is where it's at.
When realistically, it's what we have. You know what I mean? It's all about like what can we make? What can we do? What can we overcome? But this
yes, but I mean this is the real science of it, isn't it? We're not
I know it's the engineering. It's not science. Science can be theory. This is engineering fact.
Right, science.
Yeah, exactly. Theory. Yeah, this is the balls of the situation.
Yeah, it's just like you take
the only thing in science that is not theory.
I can make an electrostatic system that does what you're talking about. This is the instantaneous action
and language.
Yes.
Like it's just like it's you got to start slapping shit with engineering because that's the only way you can make these scientific concepts.
Yeah.
A thing by engineering it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's. Anyways, I gotta be right back. I gotta put my dog outside. I'll be right back.
I think.
Okay, so I didn't mention, guys, when I did my introduction, I'm part of the Truth Seekers team on YouTube. We bust grifters and con men in the sort of UFO and paranormal world, and
really?
and this is not grifting. This is the hard sort of the hard facts of it, isn't it? Really.
There's guys out there grifting UFOs.
Okay.
I find that hard to believe. It's not something you can grift. Either you got it going on or not.
Oh my god! I mean, there are guys out there making 20 grand in a weekend from a convention.
Wow.
And then there's
Must
us.
be a lot of people that, like really wanting to hop on one of those things or something. I don't know. I guess I'm not one of them. A lot of people must want to jump on a UFO. I guess I don't know.
Oh dear.
I would never get on a rocket and go to the moon or do whatever these astronauts do.
Well, funnily enough, you're really well evolved to live on this planet.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, why take all the risk? Leaving the surface so far from the surface, that's like, don't expect to come back if you start doing that. You might as well just keep going because coming back is even riskier. Yeah, I mean,
isn't it? Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. You flying a plane, helicopter, that's fine, but going up into the atmosphere and going out into space, and that's
just in a hurry to leave. Here's a weird concept. So when we're sat in this, we think about the Fermi paradox, for instance, and how we don't contact other aliens and stuff because we're on this tiny little
I
speck
keep forgetting what that means.
on one of the spiral arms of this galaxy, and this galaxy is then one of loads in a universe. Okay, and we sort of do this outside, sort of inside out look at it. Okay, and think that there must be other things out there. What if there isn't? What if we're hidden? What if the universe, in order to find human beings, you, I believe, need 6 vectors, and including a time vector as well, which is essentially almost.
Yeah, no,
like
we're definitely hidden. We're definitely hidden, but not intentionally. We're hidden.
Yeah,
by
but that's almost. What if that was the case? Because if you look at it from outside in rather than inside out,
I can prove it to you.
We are unfindable in that cloud of dust, aren't we?
And I can prove it to you with a few words that we are definitely hidden in the universe or whatever. Ever go into the forest? There you go. I just proved it to you.
Well,
yes, it's very easy to hide yourself in the forest. You can easily hide yourself in the forest.
What if we are hidden in a cloud of dust, essentially?
Well, look how easy it is to hide yourself out in the wild.
Being here is purely just to enjoy ourselves, dance, and increase the experience for the consciousness that's experiencing it through us as vehicles. I mean, if we are the pinnacle of biology, the substrate of biology is chemistry. In order for biology to exist, you must have chemistry, and then the substrate of chemistry is physics, because in order for chemistry to happen, you must follow physical laws. So and then we look under physics at a quantum level, and we can see that consciousness lies there. So we then as anthropomorphizing humans perceive that necessarily that we are the pinnacle of biology, so consciousness must spring from us, and how could it possibly loop back round underneath physics in some way? Well, what if it's the case that is the substrate of our reality, is this consciousness, and that everything is experiencing consciousness to some degree? I mean, if you have pets, for instance, of your own, if you have a dog or a cat, you're well aware of the level of consciousness that they're experiencing the world in. You can kind of empathize and see it through their eyes to a degree,
Totally.
But I don't think that consciousness stems from us. I think
they just have
part
a
of the
different
gateway
filter.
process that we're all linked
energy
in some way. The dream
formations
time, dreaming,
that are predating, time. There's energy formations that predate time.
Exactly. So the consciousness could well be that crystalline entity, that repeating form, and we are just facets of that form.
It's a geometry of energy that forms all the life you see, and it predates time too, I think, because it seems to keep creating life within the time spectrum. It's using time to create life. The preformed entity geometries I'm talking about. What was his name? David Nims, this guy that built this equipment to take the pictures of interdimensional entities. Well,
yes,
they're not entities. They're not like they're not individual entities. They're a single entity that reproduces a life form in that geometry over and over again.
Yes,
whether it be the elephant, the bird, or whatever it is,
So this is all free electron laser type technologies, but the better one is the circular loop one, which is coming up. It's more like I call it electrostatic CRT television technology.
Formations.
So if you doped the metal with phosphorus, you could make a nice little TV screen all over it, as long as it had a vacuum across it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's all. I think that's why these saucers go invisible. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're starting to get meat and potatoes. Look at that sucker.
I thought that it was a lensing of light around the thing from the magnetic field that caused them to disappear.
Well,
they could just oscillate at a frequency that we can't see yet.
Maybe we'll see.
Oh, that yes, just to raise the frequency.
There's a possibility you could push this into space
or lower it,
or sorry,
you can lower it.
This is the way that it's been described. It's been described when you see these craft from underneath. You can actually see them from underneath.
No, what you do is you just beam it into. What you do is you create a vacuum and then you just put it into counter space.
Yeah, but there is an aspect, there is an angle at which
Right,
they can
that's
still be
another
seen
thing,
because
yeah.
apparently it's a donut field. It's not a spherical
Counter
field.
space.
So
No, the
if you
donut
catch the
field is
donut
just
bit, you
the
can see
lines
it.
of force. That's it literally. Well, it isn't. Sorry, the donut field is the magnetic field, but the donut field with the spoke field is so the dielectric field or the electrostatic field and
That
the
would be
magnetic
the
field
light.
together create lines of force.
That would be the
So it
light
creates
that you
force
see
motion,
when
right?
they pop out. Yeah.
What you just said, I think, is the key to understanding all of the Sonora Aero Club, the NIMSA drawing.
No. What they did, what was
Forces.
fascinating with them is what they did was they created cavitation in order to create condensed fuel. And then by creating the condensed fuel, they were able to create coherent fuel matter that was able to surround the craft or create lift.
Really?
Okay, right. Refeeding the pressure.
Yeah, but
Just
you're
by
feeding
having
it with
current flow, you
coherent
can create a
matter
magnetic.
or coherent fuel. My bad.
That's
The
interesting.
current flow through the
There's some
wire
meat
is what
potatoes.
creates magnetic.
So are these what they call Rayleigh waves when you have the combination of longitudinal waves and transverse waves? So you've got the
If
magnetic
you're talking about the
donut,
Alexander
and you
system,
have
or are you talking about the Alexander
because
system?
no, I'm just talking about what are called Rayleigh waves, which are the combination of longitudinal and transverse waves. But that's what I was trying to do with the acoustics. I was trying to resonate the coils with their electromagnetic resonance and then match that by tuning it to the natural acoustic.
So what you're
Yes,
skimming
I
by
would
right
imagine,
there.
I would
Coils.
imagine the
So I was
American
basically
Navy are
no, this is
appreciating
important.
you sharing this at the moment.
This is
mate.
really important. This is the most important document you'll actually. This part, the most important part of the document you'll find. So scroll back up.
The nuclear submarines use this, don't they?
If you want to call them that, I call them aeroastro marine vehicles. All right.
Okay,
So
yeah.
they're creating Alvin waves. This is an Alvin wave creator and rider. That's what the cylinders are. So if you go up a bit higher, more.
Back up to
I
this.
think it's more. Anyway, yeah, right there. So
There
this
you are.
explains how the Alvin Wave Rider works with these. So actually, if you do go, if like later on when you go down, you'll actually find a picture, and there's a
Alvin Wave Rider.
I think the alien scientist even had it on one of his screenshots for one of his videos, and it's like identical to the shape of what was shown on. Like it looked like it was laying on a like a submarine on a platform on Earth, like you know what I mean. Like it was looked like it was sitting right on the dock or
Elvin or Alvin?
Yes,
ELF? Elvin Wave?
Wow.
yeah. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, these are showing the Alvin waves. Yeah, keep going down. There's more, lots more. Like wait until you guys get into the space stuff where they show you how they work the tractor beam system.
I love that this is like the engineering facts of it as well.
Yeah, I'm done with theory tales. I'm so done with theory tales.
When you use low frequencies, you tap into a much slower heartbeat that exists in the universe.
So this is how it's getting its lift right there. It's doing the detonation lift, right, of the Alvin wave type effect.
That heartbeat could be who knows where, but you are tapping into it if you match that frequency here.
Yeah, scroll down.
Listen, guys, I've put the links in our chat there for the relevant servers. Please get on Discord and join them. Come and have a go. Come and chat.
Trying to match that frequency is not easy though, especially with low frequency. It gets harder and harder.
Yeah. So so keep going down. Keep going down. Yeah, we're gonna get to I want to get to the electrostatic stuff because that's all right. Actually, this one's a good one. This is the submarine article, and I actually have the defense one. It's on their defense server. I forget what's called, defense something DCIS or something like that server. I can't remember what it is, but anyways, they show this. I have the document on the drive as well. Scroll down. More. Oh yeah, and keep going down. Okay, yeah, that's just showing the mirror part. Keep going down. So create its own wave detonation for flight. There, right there. See that one right there? I swear to God, there's a picture of this thing black sitting on a it's not a cylinder. It's more of like an oval shape, right? And it's sitting on like a dry dock. And someone has a picture of that, and I swear that is it right there. Like
Where's that been put?
I believe they reverse engineered this whole document.
Ugh.
I believe that's why it was classified. Because usually when they classify it, they go and make it, and then when they're done, they just release it. Because we made it already, kind of thing. Yeah, this is a better picture of the other wave.
Wheel.
All right, keep going now. Keep going down. Oh yeah, I guess you don't have to really. There's a lot of good stuff there. We're skimming, but I want to get to the real good stuff. The electrostatic propulsion, like this. That's
When
the data.
So there was an advert in the UK for the Royal Navy, and it was one of the guys that had come back from working on submarines, and he was saying, "I've got to work in places that I've never been with technology that doesn't exist." And that was part of the recruitment line. So the basically, you know, there, like, come and join the Navy and you'll get to see the future shit.
You get to see time's not linear, boys. Anyways, scroll down. All right, so this is that. Some of these pictures just showing like that they're just beaming energy down to these other craft for flight. I wonder. What page are you on right now?
I don't know. I can't
scroll over. Just there it is, right there. It's down further. Okay, keep going. I think it's down further because the electrostatic propulsion. I could show you exactly where the free electron energy ring is and how these craft actually work properly. You might have gone past it. I when I was gone. I don't know. Just keep going though.
So you want this ordered? Just chuck me this PDF and I'll run it through Indigo.
Oh yeah, no problem, dude. No
completely
problem.
Summarize
I'll
it.
get you all the real meat and potatoes. Like I even they even have like Mirabel actually designed. There it is. This is it. Okay. All right, boys. This is how it works. So think about this. The craft is beaming energy and it's hitting the ground. So this is space charge type technologies. This is all pure electrostatic. So you're going to beam a negative on the bottom, or was that positive on the bottom? Positive and negative by the looks of it, because the bottom's ground, and the top's a negative cloud, and you're literally floating around, right? So, like they say, to hit a cloud because the cloud's full of them, and you could change the space charge within a cloud, which is in patents for the first cloud seeding technology, which I have on the drive as well, because I cross my T's and dot my lowercase J's.
Is that an antenna array you're looking at here?
No, we're looking at a flying cylinder, a 1 kilometer cylinder. 1 kilometer cylinder.
1 kilometer.
1 kilometer cylinder.
At the top,
flying submarine,
or is it the round lines?
Aero Marine vehicle.
Marine. My bad.
Got to cover all ground, right? Anyways, go down a bit more because there's more meat and potatoes. Okay. Oh, the most important part, you guys.
It's so funny. People have been
most
singing
important part. So, when this beam from the accelerator ship blasts out, right? It creates an electron beam. This creates a Bremsstrahlung cone. So, synchrotron light creates Bremsstrahlung radiation, which creates positron and electron separation, which reconnects and creates positronium.
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 Wow. Is that how they make the antimatter? With
heard that with Walter Russell as one of like the hydrogen isotopes.
All right, hold on. I gotta pause this for a second. I gotta get my dog.
Positronium.
What do they do with the positronium? They make an antimatter. what is that, like a triple positron or proton?
That's a positronium.
I mean, is that more than one proton bonded together?
Well, if you look it up on YouTube, and I'll show you. But this is more important. Hold on a second. I just gotta. All right, never mind. My dog's got it. Okay. I needed a drink of water. Okay, so what happens is they're going to beam this microwave energy, and the microwave energy is going to get reflected into the klystrons. So what happens is there's klystrons, solenoid magnets, and quadrupole magnets, but they don't show you the wigglers. So what happens is that this creates a free electron beam in a circular rotation, right? So on the top of there's these open windows that release synchrotron light because they're letting the light out. And the synchrotron light, I said, the byproduct is Bremsstrahlung radiation that will separate positrons and electrons, because positron never died. It was always with the electron. And what happens here is that, like I said, they reconnect and create positronium, and this is a positronium effect, and it's a really exciting effect. So, as you can see, it's a klystron cavity there.
Protons.
Yeah, and so like this is like, I wish I could take you through this properly because I have the patents for all this. Every piece of it, I have the patents for it.
How would you excite protons with positive charge, I guess?
No, what you do is when you're ejecting the free electron laser, just after, I believe it's after or maybe before either the magnetic yokes, or if you have electrostatic yokes, like they do in televisions, right?
Oh, EMF fields, squeeze them together.
So what happens is that you seed it just before the lens, and you shoot it out. Then the electrons are now doped with the protons. And generally, you want to use something like a metallic vapor. So, like if you had like a spark gap, and just released a bunch of metallic vapor, and then you can use that. Like something like gold ions or.
Where's the positronium in this? You can't drop a word like positronium and then not have it in this following picture.
Well, positronium happens from the Bremsstrahlung radiation. So if you see the little lights here, it says light bulbs, right? For synchrotron radiation.
Yeah.
Well, that creates Bremsstrahlung radiation as well. My bad. It's like the byproduct. Yeah, you see the number in the top corner there. You type that into the NASA website, and you'll get it. You can get it from them. But anyways, go down because there's more meat and potatoes here. So look at how it works. Okay, so it is electrostatic repulsion and attraction, fellas. You get this now. This is the missing piece. Everyone says it's only plus and minus. No, it's not how it works.
There's a third. And the third, when you get the third in there, it creates the scalar moment. Is this correct, Terran?
So what are you saying? It's not. What you're saying is it's not plus and minus. It's plus or minus.
No. So what I'm saying is you charge the craft positive or negative. Is it positive? Yeah. And you shoot out proton beams on the ground, as you see here. You might have to go down just a little bit there, Nate.
You shoot up proton beams from the ground into the sky.
No. You shoot the proton beams from the craft to the ground.
So
it's so frightening how this is cut
and
off.
Making it positive. So you're creating a repulsion force, but you're going to shoot your negative energy into this electron cloud. But a lot of people don't realize, until even Lake Mirabo didn't realize until later, that when you shoot up an electron beam, it doesn't turn into a cloud in umbrellas. So what you needed to do was you needed to turn into a free electron laser, so it shoots it out like a laser.
Oh, that's how they make power, you're saying?
No, I'm telling you, this is how you create flight.
or
buoyancy, or whatever you want. Electrostatic.
That's how they use the laser and they hit the planet with it to get their direction.
So the proton beams, these are free electron lasers that are seeded with protons.
free
coming
electron
from that ring
lasers.
around the craft.
Yeah, I've
Because
never messed with
it's a
lasers, man. I
rotating
don't know.
ring that accelerates the laser light for when you need it, and then you shoot it down.
So they're just using high intensity light to excite the protons or whatever.
Synchrotron light, synchrotron radiation, whatever, yeah. And then they're beaming it like lasers because you can create a free electron laser with the synchrotron.
What's the purpose of the
solenoid,
free electron laser, though? What is that
quadrupole,
purpose?
and then a wiggler. And then you beam it out with a yoke. And then you seed the yoke, or seed before the yoke if you want it to be a proton beam or electron beam.
And that's how they got the craft to push left or move this way.
That's how they're creating the electrostatic attraction. This is like a electrostatic linear motor.
Kind of like
Space
touching
charge.
a balloon.
This is space charge, though. This is so it's
like rubbing a
space
sheet,
charge.
like rubbing a sheet and touching the balloon. With
Yes,
it.
this is all that kind of stuff, except that
Right.
we're using a lot more power.
It's a direct
a lot
pulse.
more ions. So, like, if you understand, free electron lasers will create tens to thousands of Tesla as a byproduct due to positronium. Right? That's the after effect. Like it's literally creating.
Are you saying static electricity is filled with positronium?
No,
So
I'm saying static electricity creates magnetism.
Yeah.
That's why when we use magnetic products that tune to only a certain magnetic frequency, we only get so many Tesla out of it. So if we create rotating ions, we create multi-Tesla fields. I have all this.
And you do that with the high potential static field. You're saying? Right.
No, what I'm saying is that the because you're beaming it out as a laser, so the acceleration is creating a magnetic field. Right, the velocity itself,
the laser itself is accelerating, creating a magnetic field.
Great Tesla field because there's nothing magnetic that is retarding it. So for example, if you used iron would tune it down to its field instead of allowing it to be multi-Tesla.
Right. Makes sense,
right? Because it's all about
the laser has nothing tuning itself down. You're saying,
and like I said, I have the patents for this by Angels.
And you keep your tuning with the laser that way, I guess.
Yeah. So and that's Angels in German.
So they use the laser to do the pulse and get them to sprint that way or whatever.
Well, and scroll down.
So it happens when the laser touches the ground. This is
how you lead your craft around. So you have this guy in space, which is the O'Neill cylinder, which I'm going to show you a video on. And exactly when you watch the video, they're talking about at the very end, the little tidbit is we're beaming microwave energy down to the Earth. That's all they say.
Doesn't sound too complicated.
No, it doesn't. But they don't say that they're going to create flying saucers that are going to fly around and we're going to control them and tell you they're aliens. But anyway,
it sounds to me like it's not too complicated to the point
that's
where
important.
definitely people know about it
more
and
important
have
than you can
used
imagine.
it.
So what this ship is doing is it's beaming the space charge here. So you'll see a positive craft here chasing a negative cloud. Then you see a negative cloud getting repelled. And then you see it's chasing the positive cloud. Like I said, this is all about attraction and repulsion.
So they use the clouds to navigate, to move around.
Yeah, but I do have a space charge cloud patent from the 50s that show you that they were working on this. Like this, I guarantee you they had this in the 70s. And this is probably what they were beaming down and that hit all those Brazilians on the island. You know what I mean? It's probably just free electron lasers that they were flying these craft around. And then they had to come up with something, so they probably threw a guy in a weird spacesuit. Anyway, so seriously, this is how it goes. That's by programs. They got to wing it. You know what I mean? Like they're just.
Hey, look, I'd say the Swedish probably are using this in secret up there in their mountaintops there.
No, they did it long before us. Yeah, they did it in the 1800s. I believe they did.
You ever been to the Netherlands? That place has got so many languages.
They got mountains, dude. That's where you can extract the energy you need to even test the stuff.
You could hide anything over there.
Yeah, I believe the Swedes did this in the 1830s, and the war ruined it for us. In the Civil War. Anyways, so because people had invested interests like whale oil and steam, right? But anyways, so just like today, but in other words. But anyway, so you can see the force lines are going this way. The energies are attracting each other, so they're fine, and that the cylinders beams are controlling the beam ships. Okay, scroll down.
How do they discharge the laser into the craft for its propulsion?
They don't.
Once
they can,
connect.
because if you remember, I explained to you Nikola Tesla's one-wire circuit light. If they were able to use that one-wire circuit light to create the laser, free electron laser, it will follow the tuned coil that it's tuned to.
A one-wire circuit light,
and it will follow it with cold neutrinos, so it's faster than light, practically instantaneous. So there's no way it's going to lose the craft. It's attracted to it, tuned to it. Just like a radio. Like I said, they're flying radio.
Yeah. It's got no ground. You didn't give it a ground.
Flying radios flying on their own antennas. They're like a linear train that's made into a radio that takes itself to another location by an antenna signal instead of making a linear.
It sounds to me like they're spinning up, static generators to another tube. It sounds to me like they're spinning up, Van de Graaff, type generators. Those don't require a heavy torque.
Retard it. But anyways, go down.
Those are very easy to turn, those things.
Yeah, all right. So they're showing you how the lasers work. At the bottom of the craft, they are actually explaining where they would shoot the laser and beam it off the bottom to the Earth to another craft type of thing. But anyways, keep going down. That was way further up, but don't worry about that. The pictures suck. Okay, so here's another one that explains to you how this thing could fly on its own. So it creates, a giant, as you can see, that it's creating an E-beam in front of it, which is electron beam, or the free electron beam, free electron laser beam. And then it creates a cloud of protons in the back, or, charged ions, particles, whatever, right? And then it separates, and then it's going to fall in one direction, right? And then you can see there's a differential in order to create a propulsion, right? In order to create a force. Because you need a differential in order to create a force. It's just more
right. You need a differential potential to go either or one direction or the other, right?
Yeah. So scroll her down. All right. So it shows you there. You have positive craft, negative electron cloud, negative craft.
Yeah. If your craft is positively charged and you got negatively charged, or anything that's less charged than you, you're going to go to that.
Yeah. So you're starting to get this, right? Like this is how they were doing.
It's pretty much the balloon,
It prevents also too, like if when I go through the document.
I'm not talking about a air balloon. I'm talking about a balloon that that you have at a party. The plastic balloon that has a static on the outside. It's pretty much that right there. That whole thing.
All right, keep going. So because they end up talking about the solenoid plasma shield, which is for the. It's where Lake Mirabeau even got a lot of his ideas, but as you can see,
by rubbing the balloon up, you positively charge it, and then you discharge a stun gun next to it, which electrons, which is a negative charge, and you see it's going to come to your stun gun, or if your stun gun is putting out a higher charge than your balloon is, then the balloon's going to go the other way.
No, that's wild. I never saw that. I never really paid attention to that open cycle one. Cool. Scrolling down. There's some gooder stuff or better stuff. I wish I could show you his copywritten book live, but that I'd probably guess pinged. Okay, that's space stuff. That was the idea of how they were going to get a lot of stuff into space so that they could just create a beaming station.
Sounds like these craft explain where these EVOs are coming from.
Oh no, these craft have been made, and all of us have been embarrassed, lives ruined, just to keep this secret. And it's right here in this NASA document.
What's the difference if you paid the same price to fly in this craft to go overseas and instead of a plane full of petroleum?
Yeah, if you keep going down, there's actually better cylinder stuff in space because I want to show you how the propulsion works in space. Because everyone's like, a vacuum. Yes, this works in a vacuum.
Right, and this is like
anything for
Sorry,
safer travel.
Back up. One more. Okay, so one more up. Just want to get to the title. Okay, yeah, that's a terrible looking. I wish. God
I guess
damn,
you would have to discharge yourself if you were on that craft if you wanted to ground out.
Well, yeah, that's why you have a Faraday cage that bleeds off into the electron gun. But anyways, so scroll down. My bad. Go down again. But that picture right there where the cylinder is, I wish we had a better picture of that. But I bet you that looks good in color.
So you're saying,
but anyway, so here this is the militarized O'Neill cylinder that they were making. So this was all militarized. This is how it was supposed to be. This is all, like I said, you saw the document. This is 1983. And that's when the document was given out. That wasn't like, oh, we have the billions of documents we made before this. You know what I mean? Like, so anyways, this is the most important picture. If you can blow that up. I think there's a split sign somewhere around here. Yeah. Scroll up a bit more. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So this shows you how they attract and repel the craft. So like the tractor beam and the repulsion beam. So you can see that you see the S core is negatively charged. It's attracted to the craft. And then the space shuttle that's leaving takes off. And they can do this with the beamed energy as well, which is even more fascinating. But they don't. I don't think they show that in this picture or later on. I think I have to go to. I think it's in his book. But anyway, so they show like how they can beam the energy and destroy a threat off of. There's flight mirrors that can be turned.
This
satellites.
Is like all the same as Tesla's death ray gun thing, right? And that they. Almost similar depictions, no? Same technology, yeah.
These static fields look pretty intense. I mean, it sounds like that craft in the 30s that everybody thought was a UFO. They were shooting
what
at
it reminds me of?
Or bouncing off of it.
It reminds me of CRT wars in space, in the vacuum of space.
Cathode ray tubes.
CRT television, right?
Cathode ray tubes,
yeah, cathode ray tubes, yeah. But instead, space is the tube, and you could just do whatever you want, right?
It's like a high-powered diode,
But anyways, that's exactly why they create the vacuum around the craft, right? In order for the
it's making DC
like the lofting materials to take effect, you need to create a vacuum around the craft. That's why Bonston worked on that with T.T. Brown. And you see it like when T.T. Brown in his notes, he talks about like how when he created the lofting material, he had to have it in a vacuum. He had to heat up the bottom plate. He positively charged the bottom plate. Then he negatively charged the top plate. And what would happen is the lofting particles would float and the remainder would stay at the bottom. And he created another way with centrifugal force where he rotated a bunch of beakers that were full of water and the material. And what would happen is he would rotate it, then he push it outside and when it was cold in the winter, and then it freeze, and then he would take it out. He would, and this is in the electrostatic isotope patent for Canada. He'd take out the ice, and then he'd break it, and whatever followed centrifugal force, he would remove, and then he'd keep whatever floated above, because he knew that would loft through centrifugal force. And the planet gives you centrifugal force. That's legitimately, like the centrifugal force is what's creating gravity, right? It's creating electrostatic friction, which is creating electrostatic plane, which holds us to the planet.
If you move in the opposite direction, if it's flat or round, it don't matter. It's got to be spinning to some degree.
Yeah, like what I believe, like a lot of these craft
Even if
are,
Earth isn't spinning, something else is. Like whatever is around Earth is spinning. Something is spinning out there.
Well,
So
the planet
centrifugal force exists. And
the
it's going
planet's
to transmit everywhere.
But anyways, yeah. Keep going now.
So I'm just saying, like, even if there's no centrifugal force on Earth, which is impossible, and Earth is not the source of centrifugal force, there is centrifugal force out there, and it's going to transmit to Earth and make Earth move.
Earth is rotating. There's centrifugal force.
Yes, I know there is, but there's people out there that say it's not. So, okay. And it could be moving very slow, but it's still spinning, and that's enough.
Well, we're spinning through the galaxy. We're spinning through the universe. We're spinning there. There's a lot, and everything's following the right-hand rule. I think I mentioned this to these guys, not these guys, but a couple other guys earlier, is that like the planet Venus, right? It spins in the opposite direction. So when all the left-handed materials beyond there, nuts. Wouldn't that be why Russia went there?
Well, the atoms will be spinning in the opposite direction, like you said as well.
That's very fast.
With the Venusians keeping the planets in orbit, and like these Venusians would, like, how could they have craft that would do that? Well, if they had something that spun in the opposite direction of everything else in the universe, they'd have, and it's a high pressure material because there's a lot higher pressure on that planet. It would take a little amount of energy with that material to create a floating device.
Right, because everything's spinning, even the atoms are spinning in the opposite direction, and they're not going to want to
so
go
if you brought that
in
to
your
Earth,
direction.
Yeah, because it's following the left-hand rule instead of the right-hand rule, like everything else in the galaxy. Except for, it's weird because I believe the planet just only rotates left, whereas the rest of the planet follows the right-hand rule, I believe. I can't remember. I can't recall that anymore. I'll have to look up Venus again and its rotation. But regardless,
and it's
all
permanent.
The right-hand rule planet
is permanent, right?
Yeah, but if for some reason that is the fact, though, that means it can literally separate itself but still follow the right-hand rule of all the other planets. It just separates itself from because it's creating a vacuum and then a charge to it.
Eventually, it's going to have to spin the other way wherever it ends up. But who knows how long that takes? In the meantime, it's pretty.
Yeah, I was actually watching this quantum. They found quantum in a vacuum tube with a little bit of mercury, and it was explaining these elastic. I have to watch it again in order to remember the names of this stuff.
Basically, the spring technology,
but anyway, the electrons would act on the atom to create ionization, and I believe that these lofty materials do that. Oh, don't close it yet, Nate. We still got. Oh, is that over?
Yeah, I said it was at the end.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can find another good document. All right, because, gosh, I wish it wasn't so late. I gotta go work tomorrow. Darn lives.
In theory, that the sand from Venus.
I also have to work tomorrow, but this is awesome. My brain is exploded with knowledge, which you're gonna have to rewatch several times just to compartmentalize it all and decompress.
Do you remember way back in the day when I told you I'm like, yo, I'm gonna tell you all about space charge, and then it's gonna go right into the UFO stuff, and it was all about electroculture?
Yes.
Do you remember how I was showing the cloud seeding technology using steam and charged particles, and then how they were able to change the clouds and how their clouds were dropping different space charges on the ground through rain?
Yes. Yeah.
That's everything we looked at is doing with that. Like that, what we just looked at. Because literally, it's just the same type of charge, it's just transmitting energy differently.
In lasers of it.
Yes, but you see, I have other patents that show back in the day that they did this with electromagnetism radio waves as well. But they weren't able to do it like Tesla, because Tesla was able to go at a super high frequency and have no losses. Right? Because he just it would transform itself back in a different location. And then you just using your primary, you tune it back into usable energy.
Okay, so Terran, it's like this is several generations worth of people's lives and development, and like generations of
You have to follow history in order to actually find out the truth. What is classified?
The Tesla coil is the one
actually
wire.
allowed. You actually have to literally go back to 1700, like I did. I went back to the 1700s. I went and looked up the books. I found the best one was him explaining all the 1830s. It was that book because it had all of it. It had the pyroelectrics and everything, which explains all the flame jet generator and all that stuff. Like it's all there. Actually, what's his name showed it? That one guy that what's his name? The guy that got in trouble because he had a different kind of account somewhere else doing adult stuff. What's his name? Yes.
Cook.
You remember he went through all that old stuff?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I have the legitimate books.
Yes.
I actually have the textbooks of the student one and the actual engineering one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I have that all on. I have that. I gave you the access to that drive too, but it was a different one.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go through that. We got to do that as a project.
Yeah, actually, I like I said, I'm gonna have to actually sit down with you guys and go through everything so that you guys can just share it because it needs to get out there. This is like I said, we're reinventing the wheel over and over and over again, and it's getting sad, and we're learning less, which is even worse. Because like I just explained to you guys 3 different antenna systems, 3 different electrical systems that don't even, but like the 3 ones I showed you don't even hook up to Hertzian yet. Because remember, there's Marconi, Tesla, and Alexanderson system. And then there's Hertzian. And you guys are all working in Hertzian.
Right.
Like,
so
you have all these other circuits and different systems and different field antennas, like the 1947 field antenna, Old Man Builds. You have to look that up.
Okay,
1947 field antenna. It's I believe Periscope did it. I believe he's the one that brought it back. It might not have been him. It could have been someone else. I believe it's from the National Archives originally. But
I think I know the one you're talking about, and I'm excited if this is the one that I think it is.
Yeah, it shows the electrostatic field and the magnetic field, and right after that, because you'll see in the null zone, it looks like a flying saucer, and yeah, and you'll see like why they took out field engineering and made atomism. It's to keep us surface dwelled. They have no control over someone. They can't tax someone if they're in space, international waters, or international space, whatever you want to call it. Not yet, anyways. I'm sure they will, because once people get out there, they're going to need a way to governance piracy, because no one wants to be raided by a pirate in space. That'll be the next thing. That's why I don't understand why the military hasn't upgraded their shit, because why don't they? They have the entire solar system to suck back resources that they want.
They'll have space cops.
There will always be space cops. You got to have space cops, or you're going to have aliens coming in and scooping us up. I'm not talking about human aliens.
Space judges. Space utility workers.
Oh.
It's all there.
All right, guys, it's getting late.
Yeah, I know. Sorry for stealing the show.
Yes, I got work as well, for sure.
I got a lot to share, guys. I mean, I have so much to share with you guys. Is unbelievable. I could show you.
We will keep doing this, and we will like.
Well, I hate that I have to navigate through Nate, because I would just want to go click next. I don't know. I feel like, even though it's great having you do it, but I mean, it's just my computer's so slow.
We'll do it again very soon.
I gotta oopgrad it.
Yeah, I'll do some edits as well. Much love. Appreciate all this. Great hangout today.
Yeah, I guess till next time, guys, because like you said, it is getting late and I gotta go to bed in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're all about there.
Appreciate it, gentlemen.
We're going all day.
That's
right?
amazing.
You truly have, Nathan. Like, frick, you were up at like
Okay, guys.
midnight,
So
1 a.m.
1 a.m.
Awesome.
I get up early to test because I have to do it at nighttime.
that's when all the aliens get to see you.
We'll see.
Yeah. Oh no, we got a damp in the field.
All right, well, maybe I'll just.
I'll,
Actually, yeah. Up to you guys if you want to post the link for people to do an after party. But if you're all going to bed, I don't know. I got to go to bed because I got to work. So, love you all, and we'll do this again very soon. Probably tomorrow.
Love you, Bernie. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, I'm out. I'll see you guys all later. Thank you guys for all coming.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thanks, Nathan.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
I just want to say a big thank you to Sean for coming in as our guest, and Ian, thank you
Yes.
for showing up today.
Yes,
We're gonna
thanks,
have to
Ian.
have
Thanks,
you.
Sean.
We're gonna have to have you back on with everybody because I think we can have a great conversation with everybody. It'd be awesome.
yeah, you're awesome, Sean.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Brilliant.
Right on.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Terran, thank you.
Nice,
No
Ben.
problem, mate.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good night, guys.